G'day guys, this week I came up with a completely new design that is much better. It's more sturdier, it's much easier to make, and most importantly, it is fully adjustable. So you can adjust the height for different people, and you can also adjust the length of the arm for different reach. Now I'll go through the build in detail in a second, but first of all, I just want to thank you guys for suggesting this build because I absolutely love this thing. Now what could possibly be better for training your reflexes than a spar bar? Well, the answer is obvious. It's 2 spar bars. With 2 spar bars, you can practice fighting 2 people at the same time. Now that's really challenging, but if you can figure it out, you're a deadly opponent. Now the possibilities here are almost infinite. I mean, you can set one arm lower on this opponent, you can set another arm higher, you can put both arms on the one bar, sort of emulating a person with 2 arms. Now here's the best part. When you're done training your reflexes, check this out. Now you've got yourself a chin-up bar. Or a dip bar. Because the height of this thing is adjustable. The possibilities are just about endless. How the hell is that even possible? Let me show you the secret. There is a metal bar inside of the 2 spar bar bits. Let me take you through the build of this thing, but stick around to the end because I'm going to tell you about a 3rd version that I'm going to do. Okay, so let's look at this build. First of all, let's look at the base. Now for your base, there are a couple of options on the market. There are these sort of concrete umbrella bases. There are some that are water filled. Now I don't recommend using a water-filled one for a number of reasons. The main reason being that it's just too flimsy. It's just not solid enough, not sturdy enough. So I've gone with a bigger one of the 2 that were available. This is a 25 kilo umbrella base, concrete umbrella base, and it pretty much does the job. Okay, so let's have a look at the top section of the build. First of all, the very top is the ball. I've got my basketball, which just found in the backyard. In actual fact, this serves a great purpose. It's not just for punching, but it actually stops the bar from vibrating too much. Now all it is just a plunger, a drain plunger, and stuck onto your ball. Make sure you don't stick it where the air hole is. Stick it on the opposite side. I've wrapped a bit of tape here to make sure it's a nice tight fit into the top there. Okay, next you've got hose clamps, and I'm just going to get a little screwdriver. I'm using hose clamps to clamp the arm. Now that allows me to move the arm up and down and position it in any position. These also have got quite a good grip. Now if you're going to use the chin-up bar or dip bar, you've got to make sure that your bottom clamp, your bottom hose clamp, is lined underneath with something like sandpaper and with this rough surface of the sandpaper facing the metal, so that when you clamp it, it clamps on and doesn't skid down once you put weight on it. In my case, it actually started to slip down, so I had to use the sandpaper and clamp that in there. You can just see a little bit of it. So that's a little tip for you. Now, the arm itself. It's just a PVC pipe, and on the end I've got rolled up laminated A4 piece of paper. It's an orange piece of paper. On the very tip I put a bit of foam. I just stuck a little bit of foam because it can hit you in the eye, so you've got to be careful with that. You've got to have something soft on the end, so if it does get you near the eye or in the eye, you don't gouge your eye out. It also allows you to adjust the end to different lengths. So you can have this fairly long if you wanted to. Now, the shorter this is, the faster the arm spins. As you start to build extra components here or add length to the arm, it spins a little bit slower. So for speed, keep the arm short. For length, you can make it longer. I've used 1 meter of pipe, which I divided in half exactly, so it's 50 centimeters, and I made two arms out of it basically. And then you've got a T-section, which I have glued the arm onto it. Now this T-section of the arm that's going to go onto the pole, and actually when you buy it, it's got these little nobules in there, these little knobs, and you need to file them off. Use your mum's nail file if you don't have sandpaper, or just some sort of file basically. You need to file them off so they're not in there, and your T can just easily go onto the pole, onto the post, and rotate freely. Okay, next, the post itself. This is a 1.5 inch diameter post. It's a metal post. The length of post that I actually purchased was 3 meters. They sell it at Bunnings. We have the metric system here, so it's 3 meters divided in half, which will allow to have 2 bars, which I cut in half. I got them to cut it at the shop, so I didn't have to cut it at home. So they've cut it for me in half, so I've got 2 1.5 meter pipes, and it's perfect for my purposes. The cost, Australian dollars, was 20. In US, that'll be about $12, so about $6 for the post, for the metal post, and it does the job pretty well. Now, I could have just had it like that, but with certain punches it actually came off. I decided to use a second hose clamp to clamp the top of it. Okay, well that's it. Now in the next couple of weeks I'm actually planning a third version, one that uses ball bearings in this section here. I'm actually going to use a larger T and possibly larger pipes. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you tick that bell so that you're notified. Now I'm putting this design and the next version, the Pro, I'm calling it the Pro version, into my book, which is the Fighter Training DIY, and that's going to be the 2nd edition. So hang around for that. I'm going to put a link in the description of every video so you can download that book. It's only $10, but it's going to help support the channel. It helps me to be able to get all the equipment, do all the testing. Anyway, so I'll see you guys next week.